Hey guys, today we have Jyotir Moire. He is having total 3.8 year of experience in Java, Spring Boot and microservices domain. And those who want to give same free mock interview, please fill out the form below in the description. So now let's get started. Hey, hello Jyotir Moire, how are you?
Yeah, hi, Faizan. Yeah, I'm fine. What about you?
Yes, I'm also good. Shall we start?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Can you tell me the list of collections that you have worked on in your project?
Yeah, we mainly focuses on the list, set, map.
List,
List.
set, and map. Okay. But
Yeah.
do you know the difference between equals method and hash code method?
Yeah, so like the hash code method, like it when the two keys like we
Hmm.
used to generate like to find the object which it generates a hash code. So
Mm-hmm.
to find that particular object, that hash code is should be there. And the same goes for the equals, like that which key is that, so it depends on that equals method.
Okay. Okay. So what happens if you override equals but not hash code in a class used as a key in a hash map?
So I think it should give an inappropriate behavior. So it will not able to find that particular object that what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Correct. So if you override equals but not hash code, the contract between equals and hash code breaks. Two objects that are equals might return different hash codes and leading the hash map to place them in the different buckets.
Hmm.
Okay, so yes, you are correct. So can this cause memory leak or duplicate entries?
I'm not aware of it.
So HashMap will treat logically equals object as different keys and allowing duplicates and increasing memory use.
Okay.
So yes, effectively causing memory leaks in some cases. Okay. Okay, Jyotirmoy. So let's say you are designing a student grading system where you need to sort by total marks
Hmm.
in descending. And in case of tie, you have to sort by name in ascending. So which interface would you use here?
Which interface? Sorry. So
Interface.
yeah. So in ascending order, for the ascending one, I will use the comparator, and for the
Mm-hmm.
descending one, I will use the sorry. So for the ascending order, I will use the comparable, and for the descending one, I will use the comparator.
Okay. So cannot we use comparator in both cases?
Yeah, we can use both cases, but yeah, for comparable, it's like it's type of natural ordering, so we can use
Mm-hmm.
inbuilt.
Okay. Okay. Got it. So let's say you are iterating over hash set and modifying it in the same loop. What will happen?
Sorry, can you repeat once again?
Let's say you are iterating over a hash set and modifying it in the same loop. So
Okay.
what will happen?
I think that concurrent modification exception will occur. This is
Okay. Can we overcome this situation?
and there is a like for multi-threading purposes in
Mm-hmm.
permanent slice, so there we can use concurrent hash map.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Okay.
we to overcome
Okay.
this concurrent modification exception.
Okay. So what will happen if we do the same thing with copy on write array list?
I think copy on array list is also. I think what it happens like for
Mm-hmm.
the concurrent hash map, it segregates itself as buckets. So
Mm-hmm.
like multiple threads can acquire those buckets and can concurrently modify the concurrent hash map. But I'm not aware about the copy on array list. But I think like it's also used for the multi-thread environments. It's
Mm-hmm.
both
Okay.
single thread and
Okay.
multi-thread. It
So
will work.
basically, copy on write array list does not throw concurrent modification exception
Hmm.
because it creates a new copy of the list on every write operations.
Okay.
And hence changes are not visible to the iterator. Okay, so guys, I would like to share one important thing with you. Actually, we had launched complete interview preparation material, structure step by step by myself, expert and MNC's interviewers. And the best part is that now no one need to go anywhere else to prepare interviews. There is a 99% chance that interviewers will ask questions from this material. So basically, it contains a lot of material categorized by experience level. Means each experience level has different material with all possible interview question and answers for Java, Spring Framework, Maven, Git, Spring Boot, Spring Security, Spring Data, JPA, Kafka, microservices, Java coding questions, Stream API coding questions, and many more. I have provided the link to get this in the description below. And if someone needs this material plus two real enterprise client projects for reference with video recorded sessions plus one-on-one lifetime doubt sessions and referrals to the big MNCs like TCS, Infosys, Deloitte, then they should check the interview preparation kit. I will provide the link for this as well in the description below. So now moving to our interview. And guys, before moving to our interview, I would like to highlight that let Jyotirmoy purchase our interview preparation kit. Jyotirmoy, can you please share your feedback? Like, was it helpful for you or not?
Yeah, it's very helpful, present. So
Okay.
what it happens like, so when I try to find something like this, so I'm not able to get that like what questions the interviewer may ask.
Mm-hmm.
So when I buy it, you get like there's very detailed explanation that for which experience the questions are there. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so for 0 to 3 or 4 to 7, so yeah, it's very helpful for me.
Okay, okay. So you are saying like material and everything is categorized based on the
Yes,
experience.
yes,
So
yes, yes.
that
Based
part
on the
is
experience level, yeah.
that part was very helpful for you.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Best of luck. So moving ahead to our interview, guys. Jyotirmoy, let's say in a highly concurrent stock trading app,
Mm-hmm.
which collection would you use to maintain live stock prices by symbol, ensuring high read concurrency and thread safety?
I think I should use that concurrent hash map only.
Concurrent hash map. Okay. Why not just use collections dot synchronized map?
Because that synchronous, what it does is like if there is a multi-thread, like single thread environment, for single thread environment it will work fine, that
Mm-hmm.
synchronous map. But
Mm-hmm.
like if a single thread goes there and tries to
Mm-hmm.
modify, and the other thread tries to read, then only it will work fine. But when there is a chance like there is a concurrent modification will go on, then it will cause the issue. So for the
Mm-hmm.
purpose, I will use that concurrent hash map.
Okay. Okay. What's the difference between array list and linked list in terms of insertions and retrieval performance?
So, like for at least it, like it follows that doubly linked list, like linked,
Mm-hmm.
and the array list follows the dynamic array. And
Mm-hmm.
for linked list, like it uses more memory pointers, and
Mm-hmm.
at least it's more memory efficient. And that for linked list also, like the its insertion, the deletion is faster. But
Mm-hmm.
in the case of array list, we the data retrieval process is much faster.
Okay. Okay. So, if you frequently insert at both ends, which would you pick up or which would you pick
Yeah, so for insertion, I will pick the linked list.
in linked list?
Yes.
Okay, that's correct. Okay, so what will happen if two keys in a hash map have the same hash code but are not equals?
But are not equals.
Yeah.
Yes.
How are they stored?
Yes, yes. So the when it's not equals, the but these are same. There's a term called hash collision. So whenever the hash collision occurs, so it's stores into the same bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Before Java 8, it stores like a
Mm-hmm.
linked list, and but after Java 8, when the threshold reaches, it converts into B for storage.
Mm. Correct, correct. So for in this situation, collision will happen, and then the next procedure will happen, like creating tree or linked list, right?
Mhm.
Mm. Okay. So how is collision handled differently in Java 8
Yeah.
or
So
above?
as I mentioned, so before Java 8, well, like it forms a linked list only, but after
Mm-hmm.
Java 8, it turns into a B.
Mm-hmm.
So the searching operation is much faster in this case.
Okay. Okay. So, Jyotirmoy, let's say you use a tree set with a custom comparator that always returns zero.
Okay.
Okay. What will happen when you add multiple different elements?
For tree set.
Yes.
Hmm. Can you come again, Vasan? I
Okay,
just.
okay. So let's say you use a tree set with a
Mhm.
custom comparator
Mhm.
that always returns zero. What will happen if you add different elements? When you add multiple different elements.
Okay, I'm not aware, but I'm just thinking like it will always return zero.
Custom comparator, see, tree set has a default comparator
Yes, yes.
that sorts element, but now you are using a custom comparator and that is returning zero in every
Mhm.
case.
Mhm.
But now you are entering adding a different unique elements that may be the same, that may be the different. So what will happen? So that's my
I
question.
think,
So the
yeah, I think it
correct,
will not store.
yeah, it will store, but it will store only first element.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Others will be seen as a duplicates because
Mhm.
our custom comparator
Custom
is
computer.
returning zero.
Yes, yes. Got it.
Yes, that's correct. Okay. So another follow-up question is, uh, what does this imply about uniqueness in a tree set? Like, what should we do so that tree set should store the uniqueness?
Mm, Tree set should store the uniqueness, right?
Hmm. Like what happens in the default comparator in the
Mm-hmm.
tree set?
Okay, I'm not aware of this.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it's fine. So can a tree map store null keys or values?
Tree map.
Mm-hmm.
No, tree map will not store null keys.
Mm. Correct, correct. What about hash map and concurrent hash map?
Yeah, for hash map, it will store null keys and one null key and multiple null values. But for concurrent hash map, it will not store null key or null values.
Yeah, yeah, that's correct. Why does concurrent hash map disallow null keys?
It is allow null keys, right?
Mm.
Mm,
The answer is very simple, to avoid ambiguity during
Okay.
retrieval,
Okay.
right? Okay. Because if we do, so map dot get null cannot distinguish between a key not present and a null value.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So Jyotirmoy, you are asked to implement an LRU cache, right? How would you do this using linked hash map? Just tell me here theoretically. I'm not asking you to write a code.
For catchable?
Yeah, yeah. You are asked to implement an L. So do you know about LRU cache?
No, no, no. I'm not sure.
No, no, no. Okay, okay. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. So moving ahead. Uh, mm, You are processing a list of 1 million entries with frequent reads and rare writes.
Okay.
With frequent reads and very, very less writes. Would
Mm-hmm.
you use copy on write array list?
Frequent writes.
Rare
Mm.
writes, but frequent
Okay.
reads.
Okay. No, no. I don't think I should try on copy on write list.
Why?
Yeah, because it copies the whole collection.
Okay. So what would you wanna use here?
The concurrent hash map will be fine.
Okay. Okay, so that may be the correct. But yes, it's a good fit for such a read heavy scenario. When there is a read heavy scenario, we can use copy on write array list.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So because each write results in a copy of the entire array, makes writing expensive. Uh, as you know, in copy on write array list, writing is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And here we have a rare writes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why we could use this in read heavy or heavy read scenarios.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So can you tell me the difference between fail fast and fail safe iterators?
No, I'm not aware of it.
Okay. Uh, okay, it's fine. So basically, fail fast operations are available, or I mean, are release a hash set that throws concurrent modification exception if modified during iterators.
Mm-hmm.
These are fail fast. Uh, that allows iteration by working on a copy or segmented data that are fail safe. Example, our copy on write release concurrent hash map.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Okay, so can you tell me how does concurrent hash map maintain concurrency without locking the entire map?
Yeah, so what it is like does like concurrent hash map like segregates
Mm.
itself into buckets. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever there is a multiple threads tries to acquire locks, so they can
Mm-hmm.
lock that buckets only, not the entire collection. So
Okay.
by this, it will not like lock that whole collection, but it will lock only the buckets, and that's how we can achieve that concurrent modification.
Mm. Correct. Let me more precise this answer. So internally, concurrent hash map divides the map into the segments in, I mean, prior Java 8. Now it is divides the map into the bins after Java 8. This is using fine-grained locks or CAS operations. Okay, so you are also correct. The answer is same. I just modified your answer. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so Jyotirmoy, let's say suppose you are using a linked hash map to maintain recent search history.
Mm-hmm.
How can you limit it to only store the last 100 entries?
Limit it to store the last 100 entries.
Mhm. I mean, you have to do something with the linked hash map so that it can store only the last 100 values.
Okay.
I mean, it will, let's say, I have stored one first value, second, third, and 100th. I reached 100th value. Now, when I'm trying to store 101th value, it will store 101th and remove the first entry. Are you getting my point?
Yeah, I'm getting, but I'm not ever like I've never worked on it.
Okay, okay. Okay, so there is a method removes eldest entry
Okay,
in the linked hash map. That's a default method. So we could override this remove eldest entry to remove the oldest entry when exceed size 100.
okay,
We could use, I mean, override this method. Inside this method, there is a size limit as well. So we could place 100 in the size limit.
okay,
Okay. Or we can also implement a method, custom method.
okay.
Okay. Uh, okay. So moving ahead. Mm, can you tell me the new features that were introduced after Java 8?
Yeah, sure. So
Mm-hmm.
there is a Lambda expression, functional
Mm-hmm.
interface, stream API, datetime API, and the data
Mm-hmm.
method. So for Lambda expression, like it is the most precise and the concise way to represent the block of code as an argument to method. And
Mm-hmm.
for functional interface, like functional interface can be defined like it only contains one abstract method
Mm-hmm.
used in the Lambda expression. And for
Mm-hmm.
the stream API, is like it's a high level abstraction to process the bulk of data into functional style.
Mm-hmm.
And default methods like with default methods were introduced to resolve mainly the ambiguity problem. So
Mm-hmm.
it provides a default implementation to the interfaces. And yeah, and there is also optional class. So
Mm-hmm.
introduced in Java 8. So it tries to avoid the null pointer exception that we usually get.
Okay. Okay, so let's say you have a list of transactions. How would you use a stream to calculate the total sum of all transactions amount? Just tell me
Total
here.
total sum, right?
Yeah, yeah, total sum of the
So we can
transaction.
use dot stream dot reduce. We can use that and calculate the sum.
Mm, okay. Okay, got it. What's the difference between predicate function and consumer functional interface?
So predicate function, what it does, like it is a mainly based function interface. So
Mm-hmm.
predicate like it takes one input and returns a Boolean result.
Mm-hmm.
And consumer, you are asking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so it takes one input but doesn't return any result in the case of
Okay,
consumer. Yeah.
got it. Uh, let's say you have a list of strings and want to remove all empty or null entries. How would you use streams and optional to do this?
Yeah, by filter method, we can remove that null
Mm-hmm.
elements here, and we can store that in the
Mm-hmm.
optional of list of strings.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, yeah, we can fetch that optional
Okay.
by using
Okay.
optional dot get.
What's the difference between map and flat map?
So map that does is one-to-one relationship, and in the flat map it does like one-to-many. So in the map we transforms each element of that collection, and in
Mm-hmm.
the map we transforms a list of list there into a
Okay.
single list.
Okay. Got it. Mm. When working with optional, how does flash map help avoid nested optionals?
Can you repeat once?
When working with optional, how does flat map help avoid nested optionals?
Like for the optional, we like, it is introduced only to fetch the value that if it's empty or it can get a value.
Mm-hmm.
So when
No,
we
no,
do,
if there is a nested optional, like optional, inside optional, then there is some argument. So
okay.
this is a nested optional, right?
Mm-hmm.
So flat map here helps flattens it to the single optional.
Okay.
Yeah, because what's a functionality of flat map is flatten the this uh, nested structure. Okay. So can you tell me what's the purpose of optional class and why it is preferred over null checks?
Yeah, so basically, like when we do a nulling, like if we
Mm-hmm.
have to retrieve a value from an object, like employee
Mm-hmm.
gets salary, and if it's null, it for
Mm-hmm.
like, as it is, it comes as null, so it gives us a null pointed exception. So for optional, help us with this one to avoid this null pointed exception. Like if the object is present, like if the value is present, then it will store. Otherwise, it will not show that null pointed exception. It
Mm-hmm.
handles that.
Okay. Okay, got it. Moving ahead. Mm, can you declare default and static methods in interface?
Yes, from Java 8 we can declare.
From Java, we can declare. What happens if a class implement two interfaces with conflicting default methods?
So yeah, so okay, for interfaces you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so for interfaces, if we have the like say for class A interface and class B interface, both
Mm-hmm.
have the print method, and I'm like there is another class A, which implements both this class B and C, and that class that A class needs to override that particular draw method, and it will
Mm-hmm.
need to call the the interface dot super dot method to override,
Mm-hmm.
and it will resolve that ambiguity problem.
Okay, got it. Can you explain the method references and constructor references with example?
The method reference is like it's it's a one liner, like if there is a method like string system.out.println, so if we
Mm-hmm.
do that system and that four dot like after that println, so it does that whole like the method underneath it get executed.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
this is the working of our method reference, but I'm not aware about the other one as well.
A constructor reference is a similar one. We can you create a constructor reference in a one line, just like in a method reference.
Okay.
We could use lambda operators here.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So have you worked with date time API in Java
Not
8?
like I just used that time formatter one, only. Like date time equal to date time equal and the time formatter now equal to that what it
Okay. Okay.
formats.
So how do you format the resulting date into year/month/date?
Sorry?
Let's say you are returning a date,
Mm-hmm.
but you want to return the date in the format of year/month/date
Yeah, so we used to create a constant like time formatter and we used to give that and it's like for
pattern.
yeah that pattern. So
Mm-hmm.
with that pattern we used to generate that date by calling the date time
Okay. So how would you calculate the difference in the month and days between two local date?
month and days with two local dates.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, maybe something I'm not aware, but yeah.
Okay. So there is a thing period dot between, and we have to enter the start date and end date.
Okay.
So here we will get a different of a period,
Okay.
and if different dot get months, we will getting, I mean, different dot get days, we will getting days. Okay. Okay. So let's say you want to write a reusable validator for user input using a functional interface. How would you define and use a predicate string for this? Okay, so have you used predicate string?
Not much. Yeah.
Not much. Okay, it's fine. Moving ahead. What is inversion of control in Spring and how does it helping in designing loosely coupled applications?
Okay, so inversion of control is a design pattern which helps
Mm-hmm.
to like to create the object and the dependencies
Mm-hmm.
that control will be passed to the third party framework like Spring.
Mm-hmm.
So the we don't need to manually integrate that. The Spring Boot will do the
Mm-hmm.
creation and to the
Okay,
dependency.
okay. How is IOC different from dependency injection?
So IOC is the concept and dependency injection is the implementation.
Hmm. What's the role of component, service, repository, and controller in a Spring?
Controller is used to like to in controller we used to write those REST APIs like get mapping, put mapping, and
Hmm.
those ones. But what is the other one?
Component, service, repository.
And yeah, in the service from the controller we used to call the service layer. So it does the business logic. So we annotate the service layer at the by at the rate service.
Why does Spring provide specialized annotations instead of just using component annotation in service repository files?
I think it's better to like there is no harm by using at rate component, but it's more
Mm-hmm.
readable and like it's specific to that particular class. That's what it does.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so how does Spring scan and register classes annotated with component and it derived stereotypes?
At that component does the whole scan like which beans to inject and which is not. So I'm not getting got your question. Can you repeat one?
Like uses class path scanning. Do you know about class path scanning, component scan?
Mm, at that components can I know about that, but I'm not.
Okay, so here Spring basically uses class path scanning, or it is component scanning, to detect and register beans annotated with component or service.
Okay.
Okay, uh, so moving ahead. Uh, in which situation would you prefer service over component?
If it's a like if it's a service layer logic
Mm-hmm.
logic, then we used to annotate with at the rate service. Otherwise, we can annotate other classes like at the rate component.
Okay. Mm. Does these annotations influence AOP behavior?
So application context does have that additional features for the AOP. So
Mm-hmm.
should I explain the AOP? What is AOP?
What?
What is AOP? Should I explain?
Yeah, yeah, please explain.
Yeah, so AOP is that like aspect-oriented programming paradigm. So it is a cost-cutting functionalities like logging, validations, and the security for the business
Mm-hmm.
layers of application. So we can use at the rate aspect, at the rate advice,
Mm,
at the rate point cut, join cut. Yeah, this is.
okay. Let's say you have two beans of the same type. How does Spring know which one to inject using AutoWired?
Yeah, so we can annotate by at the rate qualifier. So it tells the Spring Boot like which exact bean to inject when two beans of same type are present.
Okay, okay. What is no unique bean definition exception?
No unique bean definition exception.
Mm.
Not ever.
Okay, so when we have to define two beans of the same type and when we are not using qualifier or primary notation, so it will return this no
Okay.
unique bean definition exception.
Okay.
Okay, okay. So tell me, constructor injection is recommended over field injection in Spring. Why?
Yeah, so constructor injection gives the specific parameters like which exact things to take and
Mm-hmm.
by how we can create that particular thing. So it's the most preferable injection among all.
What are the downsides of field injection?
Downsides mean like the drawback.
Yeah, yeah.
Field injection, not
Field
ever.
injections means setter
Yeah,
injections,
yeah,
right?
sector injection, but I'm not aware about the drawback one.
Okay, so it is harder to test, it violates encapsulation and may not work well with the final fields.
Oh, okay.
Okay, okay. Can you use both AutoWide and qualifier annotation together?
I think yeah, yes, we can use.
You can use. So yes, your answer is correct. So how does Spring behave in this case?
So yeah, the like which exact bin to inject, it will always inject because we annotate itself by at the
Mm-hmm.
qualifier, and at that AutoWare just brings in the like the object which are trying to inject in that particular class.
Mm, okay. Uh, what is the difference between AutoWired and manually defining beans using bean annotation and injecting them?
Okay. Uh, not like I'm not aware about the difference one, but
Okay,
yeah.
okay. No, no, I'm telling you,
Hmm.
previously, before auto-wired annotation, before Spring Boot, we manually defines beans using
Yes.
bean annotation and injecting them.
Hmm.
Everything we were doing manually.
Hmm.
But but to override this situation, to overcome this situation, override was introduced. Okay, now we are doing all these manual things by using auto-wired annotation. So I just want to know what's the difference between just doing directly with AutoWide or manually defining beans using bean and injecting them.
Okay.
Okay. So the answer is very simple. Like AutoWide works with automatically discovered and the beans, and manually we have to do a lot of manual work. It may sometimes there may have some human mistakes and all. So
Hmm.
while defining manually things. Okay.
Hmm.
Uh, okay. Can AutoWide be used on a constructor, a setter, and a field?
No, we usually used to like execute that AutoWare underneath the class
Mm-hmm.
for that particular object, but I don't think it is useful for that constructor injection or the setter injection.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay.
By using that object, we can get that in the setter, but it's not recommended to use the other AutoWare under constructor injection or the setter.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, if you annotate a class with both component and service annotation, which one takes effect?
In case of priority,
Yes.
maybe at that service, like
Mm,
both are same, but we
at the rate component.
okay,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Because actually both are meta annotations, so Spring will process it as a component once,
okay,
and there will be no conflict.
okay.
Okay. So how would you inject a list of all beans implementing a common interface using auto-wide annotation?
Can you repeat once?
How would you inject a list of all beans implementing a common interface using auto-wide annotation?
Not ever.
Okay, okay. Have you heard about order annotation?
No.
No. Okay, it's fine. Moving ahead. So can you tell me some Git commands that you use in your day-to-day work?
Yeah, we like I specifically for my project I use the GitHub to desktop. So
Mm-hmm.
there I can do that pull, that push, and
Mm-hmm.
that stash and
Mm-hmm.
mm,
So do you use Git merge, rebase, cherry pick?
no, no, not those ones, but yeah,
Not
Git
those ones.
I can I used.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh, okay. And are you guys using Maven?
Yes.
Okay. What's the benefit of using Maven?
So it like the dependencies which are we provide in the POM file. So
Mm-hmm.
if it's not present in the locals, then it
Mm-hmm.
goes to the Maven repository and downloads all the dependencies that are required for our application.
Okay. Okay. What's the difference between Maven clean and Maven install?
So Maven Clean, what it does is cleans our whole project that is previously built, and then
Mm-hmm.
Maven install it and newly installs the changes that we created, and it will install those and build
Mm-hmm.
the WAR file.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So, have you worked with Gradle?
No,
No. And which IDE you are using?
I'm using
Eclipse, IntelliJ,
IntelliJ. Yeah, IntelliJ.
IntelliJ. Can you tell me few shortcuts that you use in your day-to-day task?
Yeah, shortcuts in the like generally I used to like for commenting or commenting out that control shift and that
Mm-hmm.
slash one. So generally I use that, and for yeah, for debugging purposes also I used to like go there and debug like implement the debugger points and use to debug.
Okay. So are you using Spring Data JPA?
Yes.
Okay. So what are the custom queries and default queries?
So by at that query we can and annotating with at that query we can create our custom queries.
Mm-hmm.
And a normal query is like the repository, the JPA repository which we implement. So from there we can get those that find all, find by ID and all those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, mm, I mean, how, if you want to optimize a queries, how would you do that?
So for optimizing query, I will firstly do indexing and then
Mm-hmm.
fetching also, and then optimize that where clause and
Mm-hmm.
limit execution, like plan that execution plan,
Mm-hmm.
and also limit result set and avoid select star.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so Jyotirmoy, it's done for my end. It was a very wonderful interview.